Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Pretty Deep Podcast. I'm Petra.
And I'm Dajana.
We're so excited that you're here with us again. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
You know, there's so many times in my life where I started something and then I didn't go through with it.
Same. Oh my God, my mom always tells me, Petra, you always start something, you get so excited and then you stop. And it's always like that. It's like a circle.
Yes. And same with me.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago, I had a podcast called Unfiltered Talk. And then before that, I was doing vlogs on YouTube. Before that, I was doing a lot of travel content. Everything I did was doing good, but I just didn't continue for one reason or another. And this time I said to myself, this is it.
Yeah, but you know what? At least you're trying. You know, how many
true.
people are not even trying? So you had your YouTube channel, you had TikTok, right? And you were really getting big on, especially on TikTok. I remember in 2020, your freaking TikTok account blew up.
I know. I think I had like 7 million views in 1 week.
Damn.
And then one day I woke up and it was gone.
They banned you, right?
They banned me because I was posting political content, but I was just interviewing people. It's so crazy how back then they kind of censored us on a whole another level, because I was just going to Trump rallies in Beverly Hills. And then I was also going to Antifa protests, and I would just interview people and ask, like, who do you support? And, you know, that was just the reporter in me, because
it's not like you were stating your own opinions.
And
right?
and unfortunately, that kind of content was the content they didn't want people to see. So they banned me. But that's a whole different story for a whole another day. And today I thought we could touch on therapy, how we both have gone through it and what it did to help us, how it helped us, and just our experience with it.
Yeah, well, I'm still in therapy. In my opinion about it, it's always, I think everybody should be in therapy, no matter how damaged you are, or even if you're not. I think all people, we're all damaged in some way of form, right?
Yeah.
In some shape or form. So I think everybody should be in therapy. Not for a long time, I don't think. I've been in therapy since, well, this one that I'm going now, since December. So it's been 6 months. My first time when I went to therapy was back when I experienced my first anxiety attack and depression, like a light depression that I had when I was 21. So that was my first time. And then I was good for like 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, that's a lot. Actually, we went to a same
lady
therapist. Yeah. She was great. I was
really
seeing her. I think I went like 10 months or so, something like that. Yeah, she was great. She was amazing, and she helped me a lot. And then that was, I think, in 2021. And then ever since then, I was good. And now I just started again because I feel like it was a little bit.
It's interesting how we think that there's this like process that we have to go through in order to quote unquote heal, right? And that we're going to get there and then we're going to be perfect and the journey is over and we are these healed, amazing individuals. But unfortunately, life slaps you in the face
many times.
And unexpectedly and many times. And I'm starting to believe that healing is a lifelong journey, and that, you know, at one point in your life, it may be therapy. Another time, it may be just you, meditations, you know, working out, trying a new hobby, maybe journaling. It could be other things. It could be a support system. But I don't think that you're ever completely whole and completely healed. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think healing, I think I've said this before, but healing is not linear, you know, and I think we're never going to get to that point, especially like very traumatized people like you and I are, you know. I think in our cases, it's either going to take a little bit longer or it's never going to go away. You know, I think the stuff that we're dealing with, I think that's going to be a part of us throughout
forever.
the whole life. I think so. But then
Yeah.
it's all about how you're managing it, right? How do you
Mhm.
manage that stress? How do you manage your anxiety? So I think once you have the right tools, then that you can incorporate in your healing, and then I think you can just manage it, and that's how you live. I mean, life is not, I think life will always bring you some drama and difficulties. That's what's life about, right? Life is
Yeah.
not supposed to be this perfect heavenly environment, you know. I don't think so.
No.
I mean, we wouldn't be here, you know.
Yeah, it's a process of evolution.
It is.
And we just have to learn, and everything in life, I think, is a lesson.
Mhm.
And sometimes we don't want to learn the lesson,
Mhm.
and we continue with the same
Belief.
cycles
Mhm.
and beliefs, and we go through the same experiences because we choose not to learn.
Yeah.
And some people go through it forever. Like some women will be in the same relationship for years, with even if it's a different man,
Mhm.
and men as well.
Mhm.
So I think it's just so important to be able to really look within and really, really take responsibility for your own journey and your own healing, instead of always blaming other people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything is coming from you in your own projections.
I remember the first time I was watching, I was watching something on Instagram, and it was one of those motivational speakers. And he said, everything that you're going through is your fault.
Yeah.
You created this. This is, you are co-creator with God, and all your dramas, heartbreaks, everything you're going through is your fault.
Mm.
And I said, what?
Mhm.
It was so hard for me to hear that.
I was just about to say, that's so hard. That's like a slap in the face.
Right?
Especially if you say that to a person who's going through a lot in the moment, you know, and you say that, oh, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That people don't want to hear that.
No, people don't want to hear that. But also, I do believe in tough love sometimes. And if I didn't come across that video, I would have never known that, you know, it really was. And you don't have to believe everything you see online. It doesn't mean he's right. But it was food for thought for me.
Mhm.
And I do believe that I'm co-creating my life with God. And so why am I learning the same lesson over and over again? What is it in me that is not seeing the red flags with people, and that keeps choosing the same broken people and people that I can have this trauma bond with? And I'm not just speaking, I'm speaking in general, in friendships and work, like hurt people, and they kind of gravitate towards each other.
Yeah.
And so that's why therapy comes into place.
Absolutely. And I think just acknowledgement of the fact that, okay, what am I doing wrong that this keeps happening to me? That's your first step towards getting better, or towards healing, or towards escaping that relationship, let's say in this scenario that you're in. A lot of people don't have that knowledge in the first place, you know? Because if you don't see that you have a problem, same with people who have addictions, who are alcoholics and so on, if they don't admit to themselves, oh, I'm an alcoholic, there's no cure for them.
Oh, yeah.
So the first thing is like, you have to be, but how do you bring a person who's dealing with a toxic relationship, who's dealing with the repetitive mistakes that they are doing in their lives, how do you bring them to that conclusion in the first place?
The first step is always awareness. You can't fix a problem if you don't know it's there. So to go back to therapy, what really opened my eyes was when my therapist said to me that I have to set boundaries with people, because I was always kind of like a people pleaser. I never thought about myself. Everyone else was in front of me. I always would just like give. And I was kind of last on that list. And learning that prioritizing myself and my well-being is not selfish, it's necessary because you can't pour from an empty cup. That was big for me. And being able to honestly take a look at myself and see why I'm doing certain things. And then the more you talk to them, the more you also realize the dots just start connecting. Why you do certain things, what kind of trauma a certain person awakened in you. And like to go back what we said, awareness.
But
is
exactly, but you needed your therapist to bring up that awareness for you.
Yes.
You wouldn't be aware of that if some other person didn't tell you,
yeah,
this is what's wrong with you.
Exactly.
Whatever, with your thoughts and
Exactly.
how you're thinking and right? So
yeah,
that's amazing because I mean, sometimes that's why it's important to be a good friend and when you and offer some advice to your friend, you know what I mean? Because you can be that person who can bring that awareness for them.
Yeah,
too.
you were that person for me at that moment because that's when I was going through so much and it just felt like my entire world was crumbling and I felt very lonely going through it. And then I remember we got lunch and I was lonely because I chose not to tell people. I just was dealing with everything on my own. And we got lunch and I told you everything that was happening. And you actually introduced me to the therapist who's from Belgrade. And I had a lot of sessions with her. I ended up seeing her for a year and a half.
I was just about to say, you were there for a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Wow.
She was amazing. And we did all kinds of exercises. I remember one was so cool when she had me meet myself at different stages in my life. So I would go to me as a baby, then as a 2-year-old, then as a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, and just kind of speak to every single one of them and tell them how I feel and that, they're going to get to be me one day.
So you were talking to them from this point, like when you were, grown up already.
Kind of like going back in
yeah.
time. And that was just one exercise we've done. We've done many, but also writing letters to people that will never read them, but it's for you, for your own closure. That is another huge thing that I learned that I would recommend for everyone. If you feel like you have no closure with a certain person, whether it's a friend or an ex-partner, you can write a letter. And as cliche as that sounds, just seeing everything in front of you puts it in so much perspective and you get to understand really, like, you just kind of understand it on a deeper level and you start almost having this like empathy and compassion for the other person versus blame. And you get your closure that way. There's so many little things that help. But what is something that helped you working with therapists?
In the therapy?
Was it like hypnosis? Or?
Well, I love that you said that you were doing like little exercises throughout your year and a half of therapy, right? Because I don't like when people go to therapists or to psychiatrists or whatever, and they're only talking about their problems and they're just repeating their problems and their traumas over and over again. And every time when you do remind yourself about them, your body is going through them again, through those experiences, right? So your body's getting reminded constantly. So I'm not for that, where you just keep talking and you can talk about it over and over again. I am totally for doing little exercises that are going to help you. It's up to therapists to give you tools how you can finally get over those things.
Yes.
Not just by talking. I don't think talking, yes, maybe in the first month or two while your therapist is still kind of
like getting to know you.
Yeah. But after that, if you're just talking to your therapist and you're repeating yourself over and over again, it's not helping. I'm sure that's not helpful. So you need like a little tools that can actually cure whatever you're trying to cure, right? So,
and distractions, like when you're having anxiety attacks. Like she taught me also to use my senses. If I start feeling that it coming, then feel my senses. What do I taste? What do I smell? What do I see? What do I hear? And if I'm focusing on that versus what's happening inside, you almost forget about it and it just stops.
Yeah.
Because, you make it worse with your mind.
Overthinking.
And
yeah.
overthinking.
Yeah.
And it literally becomes this huge explosion from this tiny little fire. And it's your brain that did that. So if you distract your brain, and even journaling, that's what really helps me. I used to think that journaling is so cliche, and I was like, it's so stupid. That doesn't help. Girl, my last flight, when I started feeling those symptoms, I didn't even have a pen and paper. I just went on my phone, my notes, and I just started typing. I'm so grateful for this and this and this that happened to me this year. I got to have my dream premiere at the Chinese theater. I got to have a premiere in my country where like my friends came that I went to school with, that I grew up with. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there smiling and I forgot that I was about to just have a panic attack.
Oh my gosh.
So
you distracted your mind.
Exactly. So those tools that therapists teach you, they really help.
And not that only those things that you wrote, they helped you, but they really came true too. So you're manifesting whatever you're putting on your paper. It's like, it's going to come true. So, because while you're writing it down, you're experiencing all those emotions. Right?
Yeah.
And they're going through you. And that's, those kind of signals you're signaling towards the universe, and you're on a higher vibration, and that's how you attract too. So writing is a very, very powerful tool for manifesting too. So it's amazing. I love it. I've been journaling since I'm probably 12 years old.
And you told me that most things that you write on your vision board come true, right?
The vision board that I did like 2 years ago, I would say like 85% things that I put on there came true.
Like what?
Oh, like my health. I had like a bad stomach problems. So I put on my vision board like, oh my God, I'm at the restaurant and I'm finally eating with my friends and I'm enjoying it. I don't have to worry that I'm going to be sick later. That came true. We just got another dog. That came true. My skin got cleared out. I mean, there's so many things I can show. It's like crazy. So many things that came true. The biggest one probably, what was the biggest one that came true?
The house.
The house. Yes. Oh my God. That's crazy. Yeah. So my husband and I, we just bought the house like a year ago. But so I did this vision board 2 years ago, and I put it on there. I was like, we live in a beautiful house with, X bedrooms and X bathrooms. And it's exactly what I wrote there.
Yeah.
That's our house now.
Wow.
So
and you
so
saw
many
it
things.
too.
And I saw it too.
And for everyone that thinks, oh, that's not a big deal. I mean, in LA, buying a house is the biggest deal ever. You can put 20 offers in and somebody puts literally
it's insane. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
And I remember you actually called me after you had a very deep manifestation meditation, the one that's I think it's Water by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
My favorite one.
And you said that you saw yourself walking in this house, like you saw the kitchen, you saw everything, and it's the same house.
It's the same house.
It's the same house that you guys ended up getting, which is so crazy. And it just proves that there are these different realities in the quantum that you are in, that you can connect with. So if you are sick, you can connect to a version of yourself that's healthy, and you can cure yourself, which I'm not a master yet at manifesting, but I'm learning because it's scientifically proven that it changes your brain. And it is one of the coolest tools that we have that I think is so underestimated that we don't use because lack of belief.
It is. Lack of the belief. That's the big one. And that's why people are, firstly, they don't believe in this type of things, in manifestation and higher vibration and universe and all of that. And if you don't have the belief, I mean, you're not going to be able to achieve anything then. You first need to start with the believing in something, right? In able to see it.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in I don't know. It's just, I had a friend who I took, when she was here, we went to a psychic here in LA because there's so many psychics here. So I was just for fun. I was like, let's go. And I remember I was with that psychic maybe a year before she got here, my friend. And I was like, oh, let's go to the same one. So we went. And my friend was like, well, what is this? I don't. So she didn't believe it in the first place.
Yeah.
So of course, everything that the psychic said, it was just like Petra, like just proving her point, Petra, this is bullshit. This is like, that's not working, So yeah.
You have to have belief in you in order to manifest things.
You have to have a belief in you in order to manifest something.
Yeah. And stop yourself from ruining it before it even begins. I am the best at that, by the way. I am a pro. Before anything even comes to me, I overanalyze every single reason how it could go wrong, and I already ruined it before it even began. So that's something that I'm working on now, to stop, to calm down. Like I'll get, I don't know, an example. I'll get an audition for a role. And I'll do the audition, I'll send it in. And before it ever even comes back to me or anyone even reaches out to me, I already came up with a million reasons why I'm not going to get it, why it wasn't good enough, why even if I get it, I will do a bad job. Just like
but where does that stems from? That's probably, I'm not really believing in myself.
I'm not believing in myself, not believing in my talent, in my abilities.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Some kind of insecurity. That's all it is.
I always say you have to be delulu. And we both say that. You have to be, even if you don't believe, like you have to be delusional a little bit and be like, I'm the best. I'm going to get this.
And not in like a narcissistic way.
No. Just believing in yourself and have that confidence.
Loving and believing yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so important. Believe. That's, you put that in the first place and everything else will follow.
Yeah. And this brings me to our next episode that we're going to share with them. Thank you for watching. Bye. See ya.